Good day. It's June 28, 2025. I'd like to say a few words, and I'll be as brief as possible. I don't do retakes, so I don't edit or do anything like that. I just yabber on and go for it. First of all, you have a choice coming up, and the choice is yours. The choice is your destiny. So you're always, as a postal worker, you may not understand what kind of a union you're in. Maybe you should be learning, like getting out the collective agreement and the Constitution and learning what your union is all about. You are the union, not the guys in Ottawa or the guy in Vancouver or wherever the hell they are, Toronto. It's you are the union, and you make your own destiny. Any national officer, anybody in national office, regional, they're all CUPW members. They're from the floor. They're not people brought in to do work for us. They're all our people. So those people, they only get one vote, just like you and me. So here's where the problem comes in. One thing you have to understand that took me a while to get a grasp of it is as long as you are at the post office, you get to these two doors all the time. Damned if you do and damned if you don't. So you have to think about it. You have to think about a vote coming up now, which I don't think you've been involved in a straightforward vote. Here's the problem with that vote. If you vote for a terrible contract, if you vote yes, and that will be your call, not mine, I'm retired. You vote yes, then whatever happens, whatever you lose, whatever disappears, or whatever changes, it will never go back. 35 years experience right here. You never get it back. So if you've got workers, they're not workers, supervisors on the floor telling you, don't worry, just take what they got now and then you can go back and bargain for it later. No, you will never get back what you lose, whether it's holidays or pay or the way you do your work or bringing in these gig workers and all that crap. You will never change it because you wanted it. So throw that in front of an arbitrator and he's going to say to you, well, you wanted it. They didn't force it on you. You voted yes for it. So that's where you run into the damned if you do and the damned if you don't. So what you really have to do is make two columns to see what will change in your life. This is the yes, if I say yes, if I say no. And you have to think about something. If you say yes, you get everything that's there, good and bad, and it's mostly bad because they're trying to corner you. If you say no, then you're back to the table, you might be locked out, but you're where you are now. So the worst has already happened to you. It's everything. The worst. So if you can live like this for a while, the worst has happened to you. You've got to build solidarity. The Canada Post has been listening to you on the floor, slamming your union reps, saying, I'll take anything, just stop, stop. Stop what? Your pay's not going to change. They're not going to fire you. You have job security. The only way is through attrition. And you know what? How old are you? When is it going to take you to get rid of you? 50 years from now? So this is what you have to think about. Put things in one column and things in the other column and say, okay, if I lose that and I'm gaining this, what am I gaining? What am I losing? That's up to you to decide, not me, not everybody around you. You, bearing in mind, you'll never get it back. So it's your call. It's your call to say yes or say no. So the problem comes in is I guess when you're scared about saying no in case they're going to get rid of you or fire you, they're not going to fire you. You are a union member. You may be laid off, or there may be certain things. Talk to your union. Maybe even get someone to call a meeting where you can all have a discussion on it, the pros and cons of all this. I don't know if there was a big meeting where people could have a spirited debate and have a discussion and questions that you want asked. You want answered. You want to know what's going on, because this, for a lot of people, this is a strange environment. What's going on now at Canada Post? The employer hates you. You're a political football kicking you around every time there's an election. I've been going through that for 35 years. So if you think, oh, I'll just do this and it will all go away. It doesn't go away. It just keeps coming back. They just love kicking. That's you. It's a tough union. Well, at least it was. I don't know what it's doing now. Get some solidarity. But they'd kick us around and say, "There, look at me how tough I am." I kicked them around, but they didn't get anything. Look back when we went to bargaining, we always did pretty good. When we had a restructure, it was to add routes, not take them away. So, not understanding your union, you've been giving stuff away that you're not getting back. You know, whether it's the holiday structure, the relief structure, your job description, your bidding, you won't get it back if you give it away. So I don't know. It's up to you to make that call, but fully understand your union. And I don't mean to bother you with it all the time. Get out your constitution, whether you read it online or whether you've got a printed copy of it from your union office. That constitution, I don't think it changed since the last time. So that you received one. If they change, there's very little change. The description in there, you want to know, you keep talking about, well, look at those overpaid guys in Ottawa. Open the book. Tells you right there how much they make under the new thing. So when we don't get paid, they don't get paid. They're union members. So this is where we're at with this whole thing, is your lack of understanding, for one thing, because you're mostly new people now. When I retired in 2014, I was at the tail end of a whole bunch of people that were retiring that were hired, in 78 to 81, somewhere around in there. So now all these new people are in, but you're not looking for help in the way of education on what your job is. You wouldn't realize how much power you have in this union, but you're throwing it all away. You're throwing it all away to say, "I'll just take it. Oh, just give it to me. Whatever you want to do, just do." I'm sick of this waiting. Sick of what waiting? What waiting? You've got a job. An arbitrator will not say, "Okay, $2 less an hour." No, they will not. Talk to your union rep. Talk to your regional office, or talk to someone who's right up there. If you say no, it's not the end of the world. If you say yes, it's not the end of the world either. But you lose things you won't get back. So that's why there's those two damn doors right there all the time. And it will be there as long as you work at the post office. So think about it. You, not me, are in charge of your own destiny, whatever you do. And whatever you do, don't go around bitching to everybody about your union did this. You did it. The power of the union is when everybody gets together and decides what's in your best interest. And don't assume it's just carriers and clerks. We have electricians, mechanics, I don't know, the list goes on of all. Look in the Constitution, look in the contract. There's a whole pay schedule there for everybody that works at the post office. So when CUPW goes on strike, they go on strike. So they're striking for something that has absolutely nothing to do with them, unless there's something in there. Canada Post is throwing something in. And this business about, if you say yes, we get this dynamic routing, and we can just slow down and, come back at after 8 hours, and then maybe even get some overtime out of it. That's not what they're going to do. This brings back shades of 1985, where they followed everybody. They had paid people to follow you. So that's the whole thing. You think, well, I'll just slow down and do it in 8 hours. Well, that party's over. That bus all left the station. What's happened is that Canada Post, they will get someone. If you start, you're normally coming back in whatever hours, let's say X, just for the sake of, depending on who's watching this, X hours. And now your contract is out where you're going to make you do other routes if you come back with all that spare time. Then you walk slower, you're guaranteed there's someone following you. Right now, there's nobody following you. Right? So there's no incentive to it. They can't fire you, they can't suspend you, they can't do anything. They can watch you to see how they want to change the collective agreement, which is what they're doing now. So remember this, what I did, I took a firing for you, not for me. In 87, there was a lot of us took firing or massive suspensions, because that was the initial attack of the Canada Post under Brian Mulroney. And it was brutal. It was dogs, skinheads, thugs, police pushing you around, smacking you around. It was a war zone for, I don't know how long it was. It just seemed like forever. But a lot of people took it for you because we already had a job. Our job, most of our things wouldn't change. So you're making, you're changing the path right now, yes or no? You're changing it for people that come after you. They will know nothing else but what's there. And everything else will just be a bad memory for you, or a good memory, who knows. So have a healthy discussion in your station or in your local. Have a healthy discussion and don't just vote blindly. And you can vote yes, and you can vote no. I mean, that's your call. That's why you pay your union dues, to have a vote. You're in charge of your destiny. So, but you need to be educated in what you're voting for. Looks pretty harmless. They're going to throw a few bucks. You're going to fold it, put it in your pocket. You only get that once. But if you get a benefit, you get it forever. So, unless you want to give it away again. So, anyhow, good luck, and keep in touch with your local and start being nice to each other and get some solidarity, because Canada Post, when I was working there, they were basically supervisors. They were afraid of us. They were like, they don't want to push you, and as soon as you said, "Are you sure you want me to do that? You sure?" And they walk away. But now they know they can push. You're a pushover for them. They can do whatever they want to you. And all you do is go, "Oh, geez, please don't fire me. I got bills to pay." And nonsense. I had bills to pay. I have a wife, 2 kids, and a mortgage, just like you. My car was paid for, but it was like, just like you. I was no different than you, and I put my job on the line for you, and a whole bunch of people. We had lots of people around them, like Dale Clark, Brian Charlton, Marion Pollock. You know, I could go on and name them all. Steve Harvey, Mike Keelan. Um, what's her name up there in Campbell River? I said sorry about Monica Judd. Um, Tons of people. We're all still around somewhere, and you can ask for advice and everything, but we're not going to tell you which way to do it. People are going to tell you, make 2 columns. What's in this one and what's in that one? Not what someone told you it's in it. Get the piece of paper, look at it. Make the 2 columns and say, okay, what am I gaining? What am I losing? If I take this, I still got a job. I still got my hours. I still got everything until we do something else. They could lock you out and you're out on strike again, or a lockout. I was locked out. I mean, it's not a big deal. You have to be able to put your body on the line, your mental on your job. You won't be fired, but what you have to do is say, you know what, I'm doing this for my family. So is what I plan on doing, is that good for my family, bad for my family, bad for me? So give it a lot of thought. Do what you have to do. Use your own conscience, because it will be with you forever. And but learn your collective agreement. It's very easy. There's all kinds of things in there you don't need to learn. Your basic pay, holidays, bidding, blah, blah, blah. You know that stuff you do every day. The other stuff, that's for your union rep. The other 500 pages. It just looks big, but a lot of it is technical stuff. So pick the ones you want out of the index and study them. And you'll be a very smart person that can challenge the boss when they try and make you do things they can't make you do. Also, the Constitution, you won't be mad at your union reps in Ottawa. You call them names, stupid and careless and useless and overpaid and blah, blah, blah. Look at it. And what you'll find is that those people are framed into a job. First of all, they don't bargain in public. You say, oh, go talk to the media. So they go make a comment to the media, and the media only uses half of it, and it says, oh, look at these postal workers. They don't give a damn about anybody. It happened to Jean-Claude Perrault. Same thing. He said, to heck with the public, or to hell with the public, whatever. I'm bargaining with you. It's not like he didn't care about it. It's lost in translation, but he didn't care about the public. He said, no, I'm bargaining with you now. But the media picked up, oh, the public can all go to hell. And then they hated Jean-Claude Perrault and they hated the union. So that's why they don't go public. They get Maxwell Smart with that cone of silence come down. That's what goes on. They don't listen to rumors, and you shouldn't either. They don't really discuss anything in negotiations unless there's a change. But they're framed to what you ask them to do. So they can't be out looking for a Corvette and come back with a mini car or something, you know? What you wanted, and within reason. If there's something within reason Canada Post is offering, they bring it back to you to vote on. They'll have a vote. So that's what people don't understand. They think, oh, well, they're doing all kinds of things. Why don't we do that? Why don't we try this? Why don't we try? No, you've already tried that. If you didn't participate in the strike meeting or the strike, let's say the negotiations convention, or even the suggestions from your local, then you have no say in it because you didn't participate. So smarten up, do that. I was like you. I didn't have a clue till this wise man said to me, Lou Leachman, he said to me, you know what? Learn your collective agreement, you'll never regret it. Forget Article 9, nothing to do with you. Forget this one, forget that one. That's for the reps. Learn your stuff. Learn your bidding rights and your holiday rights and all this sort of stuff. Because, man, you guys are getting bamboozled on a lot of things, and you're thanking them for it. Because you don't know what you... Oh, thank you. No, don't thank them for anything. Anyhow, have a wonderful day, and good luck with your negotiations. Hope it all goes well with that bargaining. A yes or a no is your choice. Use your choice wisely. Thank you. Have a good day. Solidarity.